Today we are talking about overcoming fear with God's help. All fear isn't bad. Being afraid to step out into fast traffic is a good fear to have. That fear keeps you safe. But God doesn't want us to let fear control our lives. If that same fear begins to stop you from ever leaving your house, then it has become unreasonable fear and it's controlling your life. Maybe you have the fear of not doing something right. Fear of failing at something can keep you from never doing what needs done in your life. But when you act on faith, even in fear, God actually uses those failures to make you stronger and help you grow. The key to overcoming your fear is focusing on Jesus. When you focus on what Jesus wants for your life and work on trusting Him no matter what happens, you can overcome fears and live the life God planned for you. People have let fear control them since the beginning of time. Even some of Jesus' closest friends let fear put them in danger. If someone who actually walked beside Jesus had fear, then it's certainly going to happen to us too. Listen to this story about Peter, one of Jesus' closest friends. One night, Jesus' disciples were all in their boats. They were tired. Jesus had gone to pray and rest. That night, the disciples looked out and saw something walking on the water. They were afraid. They thought it might be a ghost. Then Jesus spoke to them. "It is I. Do not be afraid." They recognized their friend's voice and they calmed down, but they were filled with wonder. How could he be walking on the water? Peter said, "Jesus, if it's really you, then let me come to you on the water." Jesus said, "Come." Peter jumped out of the boat and onto the water. He was walking towards Jesus. Peter was walking on top of the water. He couldn't wait to get to Jesus. But suddenly he noticed the waves around him and began to become afraid. Immediately he began to sink. "Save me, Lord," Peter said. Jesus reached out and took Peter's hand and pulled him out of the water. They climbed into the boat. Jesus said, "Where is your faith? Why did you become afraid?" Now, just a few seconds before that, he was actually walking on the water. Why? Because he was focused on Jesus and Jesus was with him. But Peter took his eyes off of Jesus and started to see the waves and water around him, and fear came in. Peter's fear made him forget that Jesus knew what was happening and was there with him. Peter's fear kept him from focusing on Jesus. So what about you? Do you have fear and doubt that is keeping you from doing what God has created you to do? Do you have trouble making new friends because you doubt yourself? Do you worry more about what people think than what God thinks of you? That fear can keep you from doing what God wants. God wants you to focus on Him and trust He will always be with you. God can help you overcome any fear you have. Here are 3 take-home tips to help you overcome your fears. Take 1. Talk to God immediately. Take 2. Remember that God knows what's happening. Take 3. Ask God to take your fear and give you peace. Remember, treat others the way you want to be treated. We'll see you next week.